This is the before picture of what the whole neighborhood looked like, and my setting is Joplin. The major events that happened in Joplin are Love and Sci-Fi make it to Joplin, and takes over to show Sci-Fi the way to wherever they're in Joplin for. So they stop at the ice cream shop first because they're on the street Tyler remembers because it's the street on the way to Tyler's house. They make it to Tyler's house and they reconcile with Tyler's mom and dad, and since Tyler's mom and dad can't believe that it's actually Tyler in Lev's body, the mom and dad tell him they're not going to unwind him. Joplin affected Sci-Fi because there was this kid inside his brain luring him to a place he's never been so that the kid inside his brain can see his hometown once again. The kid in Sci-Fi's brain got unwound and a part of his brain went to Sci-Fi, so it affected him because he was never really his own person. He always had a goal by someone else to find his way back to Joplin, but on the way there, he learned things about the kid in his brain, like Lev and Sci-Fi were in Indiana. Kid in Sci-Fi's mind took over, and they learned that the kid inside Sci-Fi's brain was a bit of a thief, and with all the jewels in his pocket. On the neighborhood, which includes the park where Lev buried the things found in Sai's jacket, the houses, trees, and grass all over the whole neighborhood. I worked on the park, and there's a sand pit in there, which is where Lev buried the jewelry from Sci-Fi's jacket, and is actually Tyler's things. And I planted every single tree in the park to make it look like a park, and made a bunch of ponds. I also made 2 houses in the neighborhood because I started on one but then left it alone because I had another idea for a house. So I technically builded 2 houses, but I totally built one. If we had more time, I would have wanted to add somewhere far away from the neighborhood. I would have wanted to add the pawnbroker's shop because that's where they were trying to get the money from all the things they found from Tyler. And I would have wanted to add more things into each of the houses and add a ton of more things into Tyler's house because it's extremely empty, and make Tyler's house out of something other than wood. I also wish we could have made the ice cream shop way bigger because it's so small, and it was a pretty big thing in the book because they passed by it. And the small things, I wish we could have had more time to plant more trees by the school and all around. Because many spaces by the houses and by the school are really scarce without any dimension. I wasn't very consistent with my reading at all, but when the Minecraft project first started, I read up to where our setting was, so that was good. I was also reading, but I didn't do my annotations, and now I finally got them done. I also think I should have read every week so that I would be caught up, but I'm such a procrastinator that I procrastinate on the things I'm not supposed to procrastinate on, so that's why I didn't finish a bunch of stuff. But over here, this is where it's scarce by the house on the left. The road to Tyler's house. This is Tyler's house coming up in the front. So this is Tyler's house. The garage doesn't work. But when you go inside, there's a bunch of clothes and the front entrance. When you walk in, there's nothing inside, so I wish we had more time to put more stuff inside. That's a TV, fireplace, and the kitchen. It's still pretty empty. So now we're going upstairs, and upstairs is still not very decorative. It's just clear, and it's still made out of wood, which I wish we could have made it out of something else besides wood, because wood is kind of boring. But I didn't build Tyler's house, so outside of Tyler's house, we go through the neighborhood. On the left is another house. That's the house that I worked on but didn't finish because I was planning another house on the right. And upcoming on the left, that's the house that I built with a bunch of trees by it because I had time to plant the trees. That's the front entrance. And there's nothing inside the house because Tyler's house was probably the most important house, so we had to have something in there, but I guess the people that built it didn't put anything in because they didn't have time or they worked on some other project. And back to the beginning. Now I'm going to take you through the park. Just a quick run through the whole park. So on the right, that's the sand pit, and that's where Lev buried the things that Sci-Fi told him to bury. And there's a fountain because we wanted to add some water to the park. That was the first thing that we built in the park. And a bunch of trees. And then Xana made this water slide. And the ponds on the bottom of the park. This is the whole neighborhood. See, there's no trees and grass over there, so I wish we had more time to do that. And we're going to the school now. So this is the road to the school. We go to the parking lot. 3 people built this school, so it's pretty cool. And I kind of timed out right there, but now we're entering the school. And here's the entrance. Here's one of the classrooms. We don't have chairs, but it's one of the classrooms. And I didn't build this school, but the people that did were very thorough and they knew everything to put, so it's pretty good.